So before you begin this, a warning. This is not work appropriate, nor is it a theme that you want to have around children. Make sure you pause it, return later, because this is a very important topic, but it is one where I respect you as an audience, and I want to tell you ahead of time what it is or isn't for. So today I found myself suspended from Twitter, and the reason that it happened, it sets my teeth on edge. So I normally would not ask people to do this, but if you would, if you're listening to this video and you find this absolutely infuriating, share it far and wide. Tag in people on Twitter. Tag in law enforcement, tag in Twitter support, and the guy that runs Twitter itself, Jack, and ask them, what are you doing to protect the most vulnerable populations on the platform? The reason that I mention this is because the site's age range, it goes from 13 years old and up. Now, if you're like me and you see a vulnerable population in that and one that needs protecting, Twitter, they agree, kinda. If you see the part up here, for example, what is not a violation of their policy, you'll notice certain types of discussion are not violations. One of those discussions is talking about attraction toward, you see the descriptor there, you're talking again, I'm going to give you a wide range descriptor in just a minute on that, provided they don't promote or glorify this in any way. Now, what exactly does that mean? Well, apparently it means that a certain type of person, I use that word very loosely, person, gets to operate on Twitter with impunity. You see them doing this under hashtags like map positivity, and on. And we'll discuss what that means in just a second. But these folks are saying that consent, that positivity towards this kind of stuff, it should be taught to children as young as 2. Why? Because that's not bad. It's natural. When people bring this up, saying, hey, you want to do terrible things to children, they say, hey, I already have. They talk about it outright. And you know what? Twitter, it does absolutely nothing. Quite the opposite, in fact. Here you see someone, for example, sharing this post talking about the same types of stuff with attraction, basically implying consent versus, those terrible straight men. You can see this person talking about map positivity all of the time. And another thing that they like to do is they like to hunt any account that disagrees with them. You can see them talking about this here too, the pushback report. And look at all of the accounts that end up suspended because these folks, they utilize terms and services as a bludgeon. And Twitter, they allow these folks to operate with impunity. You see, abuse and harassment, promoting or encouraging self-harm, abuse and harassment, hateful conduct, abuse and harassment, over and over and over again. Now, for me, I hunt these accounts sometimes. Why? Because I'm bothered by them. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. But here's the type of post that I normally put up. This type of account here, it was selling CP. And it was active on Twitter for 10 plus years. 10 years, and it wasn't removed. It changed itself or changed its @. Twitter catches conservatives for wrongthink, filters fake news, but can't stop a decade-old CP peddler account or the maps that are on this. Now, the screenshot that is attached there, it's kind of like the same thing that ends up getting me suspended. So props to 8 Thoughts and other people that try to make these platforms a safer place. So they note, excuse me, FBI, Twitter support, active CP is being sold and shared on Twitter, and you can see the account that's doing so. Now, this account, it was egregiously doing so, too. I mean, there was just horrible stuff that was being showcased on it. They were asking for money, and over, say, a 24-hour period, you had several people, I'm talking about hundreds of them, sharing this, saying, hey, this needs to be reported. So thousands of reports, they were being levied. Now, after 2 days, you actually have abusive behavior coming up, and that account, oh my God, it might actually get a warning or something. But the thing is, this person, they don't actually get removed. They either remove themselves, that's what this means, this account doesn't exist, try searching for another, or they change their at. If they change their at, they may actually be able to dodge being reported too. Many of them, they'll do this over and over again. And again, this account, it existed for 10 plus years. Now that is the same type of thing that I end up having my account logged for. I'm told that I need to delete the following tweet, which we'll look at in just a second. And if I feel that my account has been locked in error, I can appeal this by contacting their support team. But you know what? This means they have locked me out, and I can either choose to go this easy route and delete something, or I can take a stand. Now, if you look at what I'm talking about here too, there are articles written about this. I mean, look them up. You have Twitter, look up the 2 hashtags. People are talking about how this is happening, and this is happening again with impunity. So P to the E to the D to the O's seem to be freely trading CP on Twitter under hashtag megalink and hashtag megalink trade. I screenshot a couple. And when I say I screenshot them, they're utilizing those hashtags. They're utilizing an advertisement, but there is nothing that you can see that is graphic. They say that they are selling certain things there. I screenshot that to showcase that it's real. And I know that there's a bunch more of them out there. So I only got a couple in that, but there's a bunch more there. Now, Twitter support, they could give a crap less. They're hands off about helping. Now, I absolutely mean that too, and I'll let you in on a little dirty secret. Twitter, they did not suspend the accounts that I'm talking about. But for me, I need to pretend that this stuff doesn't exist. I need to pretend that Twitter support is hands off about it and doesn't give a crap less. And if I don't, well, I can't unlock my account. So I find myself suspended from something that I do not care about that much. But still, the idea of this, again, it sets my teeth on edge. Now, to give you an idea of what's being allowed on that platform too, here's one of those folks telling you exactly what they represent. First of all, you can see all of the hashtags here. Map, no map positivity. Map positivity, map ally, no map ally, love not hate. Now you would think that we're talking about a cartographer, oh man, you definitely love maps of the world, but no, that's not what we're talking about at all. So they say, here's something that I made today, don't respond with hate from antis. Remember, you need to be better than they are. They need to be better than you. So map, minor attracted person. You know the word that they're trying not to say, again, one that this platform doesn't like at all. P to the E to the D to the O. Now they break this down into age ranges too. They tell you that AOA now this quote-unquote community, it uses a certain language that will be deciphered in just a moment, but I want to show you it in action to show you how innocuous it is and how insidious the thing actually is when deciphered. So here you have Katrina. You have a person from Wichita, Kansas saying just another Twitter map. AOA, roughly 3 to 30. Cis female, they have some more descriptors here, early 20s. Okay, so we have the other one too. This one's the one that's posting the deciphering for us. They have the name here, they have map, they have their age at 22. They tell you that they're male but very feminine. AOA, 9 and up, against abuse, but okay with contact from 14-year-olds and older. Antis will be blocked. So you keep seeing this AOA here. You saw it with 3. You saw it with 9. Yeah, when you find out what it means there, they're talking about age of attraction. So that first person that we looked at, they're telling you that they're attracted to 3-year-olds to 30-year-olds. And we have a breakdown of exactly what those terms mean when you break it down. But of course, they don't utilize any of those terms when they're talking about this stuff in hashtags. They always utilize this term because if I told told you that somebody was out there, they were a P to the E to the D to the O, and they were talking about 3-year-olds, oh, that sounds awful, because it is. But if I told you they were a Pro-C map, an AOA of 3, that you'd wonder what exactly that means. See, there's power in semantics, and they have taken that, and they've shaped it to their will. So they'll tell you, too, they have no maps, maps that are not in favor of contact, and then Pro-C maps, ones that favor contact. They believe that consent, it can actually be given. Remember when we talked about that discussion that's allowed by Twitter, too? Well, here's somebody actually engaging in it. They're talking about kids, they're talking about minors, and they're talking about consent. Consent is one of the simplest things in the world. That means willingly doing something or giving permission to do something. You have to be extremely stupid, they say, mentally ill, or lying to yourself to claim that kids, they can't do that. Now, I'll tell you, too, the reason that this stuff bothers me is outside of being a father. I'm a father of 2 wonderful little girls. That bothers me to see these people talking about this stuff, knowing who it impacts. But also, once upon a life ago, this has actually been doxed, so I might as well put it into this discussion. I would provide mental health support for victims of this type of trauma. And I tell you that all of these words, all of this nonsense and descriptor, it doesn't undo the damage that these people are talking about here. And make no mistake, they are talking about doing damage. So when I find myself suspended here, I wear it as a badge of honor, because if that platform, if it wants to defend that type of behavior, well, it's a platform that's not worth being on, and it's a platform, in my opinion at least, that should be looked into at law enforcement, because they should be asking the hard question, why? I mean, why are they allowing it? Are these people themselves, are they agreeing with this stuff, or beyond, are they actually perpetrating it too? But anyway, you tell me what you think about this. And again, if you would, please share this video, because this nonsense, it has to stop. And I find this to be, again, outrageous and beyond. It is so utterly ugly and utterly insensing. But anyway, now I want to end too by thanking you for being here, thanking you for empowering this stuff. You make these endeavors possible, and I do appreciate that. I appreciate you listening to me on this thing too, because it has a lot of meaning here. I mean, there are some fights out there that have to be fought, and this is the type of advocacy that truly is necessary within our society. Now, I don't want to monopolize your time anymore, but I do want to thank you for being here. If you like this channel too, subscribe to it and on. I don't even want to add all of that in this, but I do, again, want to say, share this far and wide, tag in Twitter and law enforcement and beyond, because there's a problem on that platform. Advertisers need to know about it. Everyone needs to know about it, because this is absolutely absurd. Thank you.